What do you do when you find a treasure, but it needs a little bit of polishing? You check the Googles and you check the YouTube University, and you kind of figure it out for yourself. So if you remember from yesterday, I bought this baby crib, and the bottom piece was warped and wouldn't fit into the slats, and it needs a little screw here, so no biggie. So I'm going to attempt to flatten this. Now, I looked it up, and the best way to do this, they said, is to wet it and then lay it in the sun with weight on it to make it unwarp. I don't have that kind of patience, so I have my trusty heat gun and my 130-pound body. So we're going to see if this is going to work. I'm going to wet this down. I'm going to apply pressure to it as I try to heat it up with the heat gun, and let's see if we can do this faster. So the corner of the wood needs to be kind of pulled and pushed and pulled into the other direction. So I wet it down again, and I put it on the ledge to try to pull this up. So now I'm trying this technique. I have done these two corners, and now I'm going to hold it up while it cools and see if that helps. This is all trial and error. So we're learning together. So it appears to be working. This is definitely less warped. I also worked in the middle, and what I did was I wet it down and very extremely pulled it up. And it's very hard for me to film this because I'm by myself. But what I did was I wet it, and I put my knee right about here, and I'm pulling it up much, much harder as I dry it. And I know there's like shadows and everything going on, but I pulled this up to try to bend it in the opposite direction after putting a lot of water on it. So I'm just trying to do this little by little. I don't want to break it. I don't want to over soak it. Again, I'm experimenting, so who knows? So working on this corner, I got it really hot, and I am holding it as tightly as I can without breaking it up in the opposite direction while it cools. Okay, it's definitely working. It's not as wobbly as it was before. So now I need to work this corner right here and a little bit more in the middle. But even if as long as it fits in the rails, I'm happy with that. So I think if I work on this corner, but yeah, that's definitely much flatter than it was before. Okay, here is the final result. It is definitely better than it was, although my porch isn't exactly flat. So let's use the, look, yep, definitely better. I feel that this is going to fit into the slats very well, and it will be good enough. I do not need perfection out of this. I just need it to stay in the slats. So now I'm going to finish assembling it. Let's see if the screw will hold. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take out this screw and try to put it over here to make sure that this is not stripped out. If this hole is stripped out, then I will have to use a little hack to fix that. Again, this is not going to hold a lot of weight, so it just needs to stay together. And then I will see if I have a random screw in the house that is the same size as this. Yes, theory confirmed. This hole is stripped out, and the closest screw that I could find was one that was a little bit shorter, but I know of a little hack that if you can either put wood glue in there, which I don't have wood glue, or you can put a couple little pieces of toothpick in there that should fill in the hole, and then it should be able for this to give this screw something to grab onto. So we're going to go with the shorter screw because that is the closest match that I have. I'm still gonna kind of poke around in my random screw collection, but I think this is pretty much the closest that I have. Lengthwise, I do have this one, and it's a little bigger, so that may work, but I don't want to use the bigger one first in the event that then I make the hole bigger or I split the wood. So I'm just going to start with one toothpick for now, and let's see how that goes. All right, here we go. Okay, that did not work, so we're going to add a second one. I've heard of this hack, but I've never tried it, so we're giving it a shot. And look at that. Perfect. I have a superpower. Okay, I know my lighting is not the best. So now we're going to attempt to put this into the slats. So I need to loosen this screw a little bit. I think. Alright, why isn't that getting in? Alright, what am I doing wrong here? Let's see. There we go. That ought to do it. Okay. Oh, come on. I know you fit. I had you in there. There we go. Here's one side. Perfect. All right, now screw this. Again, I don't know if you can see. I can't see anything. Yep. Okay. So we've got it back in the slats. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. And one more. Oh, that one's the... I don't think that's the right one. There we go. Find the hole and... Bam! All fixed. So here we are. Got the little rocker. It's not, let's see here. There we go, that's better lighting. So it's not too warped. It's in the slats. It's definitely gonna hold. So now she is ready for cleaning and painting. I want to add one more thing that I did with this cradle. So if you remember, this wasn't perfectly flat when I finished it, and it was good enough because it was going to stay in the rails. However, I brought it in, flipped it over. I wet this all down again because it had some watermarks. So I was trying to get rid of the watermarks. There's one little tiny one there. And I placed a very heavy boat propeller that we have as a decoration on top of the wet board, and it is now near perfect condition. It is super, super flat now. If you remember, there were some, like, this would still bowed down just a tiny bit, but yeah, ended up, once I fixed it, flipped it upside down, wet it again, put something really heavy on it, and it is near perfect. Now, I'm not going to paint this because while this was drying, I looked up ND cast toys, cradles, looked up ND cast cradles, and these are selling like crazy online. I found several comps they're all different though, so they're all different styles. I can't find this particular style online, but this brand of baby cradle are selling very well for anywhere from $75 to $85. So I am not going to paint this. I'm going to leave it as it is, but I will still use it and list it. And if it sells, then it's going to go bye-bye and I will just find another. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you learned a little something so that next time you find a gem that needs a little polishing, you'll know exactly what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, love, peace, and thrift, and we'll catch you on the flip side.